Now, so the early college high school design we think is very promising to removing all of those barriers. At a systemic level, if you did a lot of these schools, which we are doing, there are currently 202 in the country in 24 states, you can see that what you're also doing at a systemic level is having K-12, local K-12 districts, the high schools, and local college partners really working together to align their standards and expectations. When this is done in the best way, those faculty members from both sides of the divide, if you will, are getting together, talking about what it takes to actually make sure that students are prepared for college coursework. So that's what we hope to increase alignment locally, in addition to at the state level through these standards and the sort of foundation work that we've talked about previously. So when I talked about the 202 early college high schools throughout the country, I want to point you to, there's a handout that's called Portrait and Numbers in your materials. And so I'm going to hit the high points of this, but all the information is in here in case you want to revisit it later. The 202 actually don't include several state efforts to start early college high schools without the benefit of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funding, which I think is really exciting, because that was part of the point, was to get more public investment in these types of approaches. So then I would include Maine, Pennsylvania, Texas have made their own investments in early college high schools. What they have in common, what you should know about these schools, and again this is in your packet, they all have a commitment to serving underserved populations that I mentioned earlier. They offer the college courses at no tuition. They all have good partnerships. They're supposed to have build very good partnerships with their post-secondary institutions. It's very essential that they co-design an integrated curriculum and take responsibility for students in the transition from high school to college, which for the most part, our secondary and post-secondary institutions don't do. Now, there are key differences. Some of them are charter schools, most of them are not. Most of them are district partnerships with local colleges. But some of the college partners are four-year private institutions. Many more are four-year public institutions. Many more are two-year colleges that are partnering in the early college high school partnerships. Some take place on a college campus. The whole high school is on a college campus. Many bring college courses onto the high school campus, and some do a mix. So there are some varietals of early college high school out there. There are 13 intermediary partners around the country that have helped to identify promising partnerships, cultivate those, help them to become sustainable. I'm proud to be sitting next to National Council of La Raza, which was one of those key partners in the country. The other that Michael wanted me to mention was the Center for Native Education, which is out of Seattle, and they started a statewide effort really focused on Native American communities in Washington. And there are state-level intermediaries, such as in North Carolina, and there are system intermediaries, such as at the City University of New York, which has started a number of these schools throughout the CUNY system, and in Georgia through the Board of Regents and a cooperation with the Department of Education there. What we're learning, the early results, these are very young schools. We don't have that many graduates yet. Remember, we had 3 schools start in 2002. So our graduating classes are small, but what we're seeing is they do serve the target population. Around 60% of low-income students, that's the representation in early college high schools. District by district, they are representative of their districts with these populations. They're serving students of color. You'll see those figures on page 3 of the chart that I included in your folders. High school performance, higher graduation rates beating their districts, higher performance on state standardized achievement tests. Our first graduating cohorts, within 4 to 5 years, 10% have graduated with an associate's degree. So these are early numbers. On average, they're earning a little bit over 20, 22, depends on how you count, the college credits when they graduate. So that's almost a year of college credits by the time they graduate. Couple that with the fact that we are actually sending many of our students to college right after early college high school, both 2-year, but actually most of them are going to 4-year colleges and universities at rates higher than national averages and at rates far outpacing their peers, their low-income peers nationally. So I think I'll end there and take any questions later. You do have information in your packets. I think the last thing that I'll say about this isn't about starting 202 schools or even 250 early college high schools. What we think is that we can demonstrate that these populations can do college coursework and be prepared. You know, that's a good indicator of college readiness if you actually can do some college coursework while you're in high school. If we can demonstrate that, and early data seem to indicate that, then when you think about scale, one way to think about this is, you know, many states have what they call dual enrollment policies, which have long allowed high school students to take some college coursework while they're in high school, but it's really been geared toward quote-unquote gifted populations, kids who are already college ready. We know, okay, what that population looks like. We have ideas about how you could adjust those dual enrollment policies to support more approaches like early college, high school, and also different types of dual enrollment pathways that would be highly supportive and targeted towards these populations and support them to get college ready by doing some college coursework early. So we've also been more recently advising states about their dual enrollment policies in that way. So thank you.